Hello and welcome to another edition of ProtoBalls Talk Podcast. I'm ProtoMet.
No.
Oh, well, I guess I better leave then since I'm not ProtoMet.
Oh, fucking shit. Okay. Hi everybody. It's my recycled balls, and we're back with Tank.
And today,
I'm not gagged this time, surprisingly.
You are still chained to the chair.
But yeah, that's besides the point.
Yeah, I guess.
And since it is yet another Friday the 13th, we will be covering yet another Friday the 13th movie.
God forbid it's actually a bad one.
Today we will be covering Friday the 13th Part 3.
In 3D. We actually got two reviews set up. We're gonna do one without 3D and one with 3D. Ooh. We're kidding, obviously.
Yeah.
No.
I'm trying to figure out in my head how the hell that would work.
It'd be literally the same review, but in the scenes where there's 3D, we'd have 3D sound effects. Yeah.
What do you mean, stereo sound effects?
No. 3D sound effects. In 3D.
So this is, of course, the third Friday the 13th movie, in case it wasn't terribly obvious. And for a lot of people, this is probably one of the more iconic Friday the 13th movies, in part because of, well...
A hockey mask.
The hockey mask.
It's the first movie where the hockey mask shows up. But outside of that, it's not a good one.
There's better.
There's a lot better, and a lot of the effects are very dated. Like, at least part 2...
It was probably interesting at the time.
I mean, I'll say this. At least part 2 had better special effects overall.
Yeah, but a lot of the special effects budget went to, making this movie 3D.
So, fun facts about this movie. August 13th, 1982 was its release date. 95 whole minutes. The budget was $2.2 million, and it made $36.7 million locally. Also, of interest, it was the movie that knocked E.T. off the #1 spot.
Oh, wow.
Which is interesting. Not only that, it was the second highest grossing horror film of that year, next to Poltergeist. It is also in company with, another horror movie two horror movies that came out this year, Halloween 2, and, The Thing, which doesn't get enough love. So I'm bringing it back. We love The Thing.
We have talked about almost all those movies, except for E.T. and Poltergeist.
Long story short, fuck E.T. Overrated as shit. I'm sorry for people who like it.
I've personally never been a fan myself either.
I don't think it's good. I don't think it's particularly great. Like, I get it. It's probably Spielberg's, third or fourth most famous film after Jaws and...
I've just never really been a fan of family pictures for the most part. So
right. It's probably his.
It had Drew Barrymore as a baby.
Yeah, that's true.
That's about it. That's all I remember of it.
I was gonna say it's probably his third most famous film behind Jurassic Park and Jaws. Of Steven Spielberg's.
It would really depend on who you ask.
Right. I mean, when I think of Steven Spielberg, the first two that come to mind are Jurassic Park and Jaws.
I think E.T. comes to mind before those two, which is weird because I do know that those two are some of his most famous ones.
It kind of depends on when you grew up.
Right.
I think as far as Steven Spielberg goes, it just kind of depends because you were born in 87?
86.
86. So yeah, E.T. probably would have been the bigger thing. At the time, at least.
I remember watching it, but I could really care less.
Right.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, I've never much cared for it. But
so, getting into Friday the 13th Part 3, it begins, the day after Friday the 13th.
The very day after. It starts with basically a recap of the climax of the previous movie.
Right.
Such a good
then
movie.
Cuts to the aftermath of... ending.
Yeah.
to establish that this is the next day.
The next day, Saturday the 14th.
Yep.
Which was the name of a movie that came out, I think, before this, if I'm remembering.
I believe so, yeah.
I actually looked it up while we were watching the movie to determine that, and I think that's what I found. That there was a parody movie called Saturday the 14th.
So Jason's fucked up. He's pretty badly injured. Because
He's so injured, he lost his hair.
He did lose his hair.
Yeah, this movie, despite the fact that this movie opens with the recap of the end of the previous movie, complete with Jason and with a full head of hair, long flowing locks, albeit matted by, dirt, debris, and mud and grime and all that.
I think
in this movie, he's completely bald.
I think Jason's in part 2 is a hallucination. I'd just like to say, because that makes things make a lot more sense in this movie. That it's all a hallucination in Ginny's mind.
She was through a lot. Apparently, what the fandom says, he's dead.
He probably died. He probably died.
Jason
probably killed him.
With a hamster.
But, yeah. Anyways. So he goes to this store, owned by Harold and his wife Edna. And,
Harold just does not take very good care of his shop. He's got a rabbit in the vegetables, eating that stuff. He himself decides to try some of the wares which he then proceeds to put back on the shelf for people to buy.
That's gross.
It's very gross.
This was the 80s, though.
Mm-hmm.
You would have never been able to tell.
I think I would notice the half-eaten donut.
He took the half-eaten donut after his wife bitched him out over it.
Yeah, he took the bite. She took it and threw it back into the thing.
And he took it and he grabbed it back.
Yeah, my donut.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, his wife is, of course, upset with him because he's breaking his diet because that was imposed by a doctor. Of course, this has just a bunch of false jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
There's one jump scare in particular that has little to nothing to do with the actual plot, where he goes to put back the rabbit in the shed, and he finds the other 2 rabbits dead, and I'm like, Jason wouldn't kill those rabbits, and we discover it's a snake that killed him.
Yeah, we had our first 3D jump scare. A snake.
A snake. Not even like a convincing look.
No, that thing was fake as fuck.
This is one of the biggest problems with the movie. The special effects just look fucking terrible.
And it's even worse considering the fact that a lot of them are supposed to be in your face due to the 3D gimmick that this movie has.
God, it's so bad.
So watching just the regular version of the film.
Okay, there's no reason for him to be putting up the hanger and the stick that holds the...
Right. Yeah, there's
just towards the camera. There was no reason to be doing that because it was in 3D.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, this movie has a lot of really obvious 3D moments. They're supposed to jump out at the audience and...
It's dumb. It's bad. I wish we could just move on from this. So anyway, Harold runs to the bathroom and
he's dead.
He gets killed. He fucking gets murdered.
I don't know why they needed to show us him taking a crap.
But at least we got advertisements for Coke and Pepsi.
Coke is better.
That's I don't like.
I agree with that.
I don't like either.
I'm more an un-cola person, but if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely go with Coke.
I'm very anti-cola because cola tastes just not good for me.
I absolutely hate the taste of Pepsi.
I'm just waiting for the pitchfork mob to come at my ass for saying I hate cola. All kinds of cola, even Dr. Pepper, which is a cola.
I guess technically, yeah.
It's a cola.
I remember.
I consider any sort of dark pops outside of root beer to be a cola.
There's root beer.
Well, root beer is root beer. It's not really a cola.
I hate root beer.
I love root beer. It's certain types
You
of
didn't
root
tell.
beer.
When we went to Hawaii, me and John brought you a thing of root beer back, and you said, I refuse to drink this. Because, you didn't give us anything what you wanted.
That was your fault.
That was my fault. I wanted to just sit in the hotel room and watch TV.
You wanted to, yes, that's all he did on your fucking senior vacation.
To Hawaii!
To Hawaii! Of all
Well, we
things.
found a bookstore. He went to a bookstore.
ProtoMet is not one of those normal people. We're not one of those normal fags, we call them. Lucas is a robot. He is an utter robot.
My idea of a vacation is staying home.
Right. Then why didn't you stay home? Hold the phone, folks. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Why didn't you stay home?
Look, a three-headed monkey!
Shit, he ran away. All right. Well, now that ProtoMet's gone, I think we can discuss our grand plans of how to kick him off the show. Right, Tank?
Wait, which show?
I say we drop a 10-ton weight on him.
I agree. I agree.
Sounds about right.
Anyways, so Harold's dead, and then Edna's next, and she fucking is an idiot. Walks outside and gets
Harold, what are you doing?
Harold, what are you doing?
This is after she sees the news report about what happened.
Yeah, right.
at
She
the
decides
campsite.
to go outside too, and she gets a knitting needle back in the back of her neck,
Yeah.
which wouldn't kill you. I just saying wouldn't kill you, but it would fucking suck.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine what really happened was Jason's just all the way down her fucking spine, and we just see the one. Just fucking jabbing her.
I think that would have got an X rating.
That's alright.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay, so then we cut to, our main characters. Chris Higgins is her name. Yes?
Along with her various friends.
Her pregnant friend, Debbie. Her boyfriend, Andy. Shelley, the best character in the entire movie.
He decides to introduce himself by trying to jump scare his friends. Not the audience, just his friends.
Just his friends, which works. It works. And then just like,
assholes.
you fucking did. No, and like, it's not even like the characters even hate Shelley. It's just like, they're just like, come on, dude. Stop.
Shelley is a prankster.
Shelley is the
a
guy.
lonely prankster. He just wants to make friends, and he just doesn't know the best way to do it. So
He's the guy that doesn't know how to talk to the girl.
Shelley's blind date, Vera.
who has to basically argue with her mother to get out of the house.
Honestly, I think her
Her
mother was right.
Her mother was right.
And, of course, then we come upon the two worst characters in the entire movie.
Cheech and Lady Chong?
Cheech and Lady Chong, Chuck and Chili. They're fucking... No, that's literally their characters. We're potheads, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they're in the back of the van.
Like, they're not even, like, interested. Like, it's one thing, like, oh, you're a stoner. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's
Which
cool.
movie,
but fucking have more to your personality than just that.
They really just exist to up the body count.
Yeah.
They're there to be the representatives of Cheech and Chong and to up the body count.
Yep.
Because, mind you, this is 1982, and smoking pot is still wrong in the 80s. According to the government. Legally. Legally. Well, now in Oregon, it's now legal to own a small amount of heroin, cocaine, and meth.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's weird. Anybody from Oregon listening to this,
Don't do meth.
Please explain what the fuck's going on with your government. No, that's the South. Oregon's is far west.
Yeah.
Actually, they'd probably be listening to Pearl Jam, if anything. Anyways.
Different subject.
So they are all going on a trip to a cabin that Chrissy used to frequent, and we even end up meeting her old flame.
Did we even get the extra scene in this movie with the the one lady on the highway?
Pretty sure that's maybe the next movie.
I don't know.
Part 4,
I know
believe.
exactly.
I know.
what you're talking about.
Yes.
She is not in this movie at all, so I'm assuming she's
probably
not in this
okay.
movie.
She might.
Are you talking about the lady who was eating the banana?
Yes.
That's part 4.
Okay.
Okay.
See,
It's
like
like there's no way they would cut out such an
that's-
iconic character.
that's the problem with these with 2, 3, and 4. They all just sort of blend together.
Yeah.
Basically, the premise of 2 is that a bunch of camp counselors are going for training. The premise of this movie is that a bunch of friends are going to a cabin. And then the premise of the next movie is that a bunch of friends are going to the cabin, which happens to be next door to a family.
Right.
And that's really
And
the only
Kristen
difference
Glover.
between the 3 movies.
Well, it's because they're going to Higgins Havens, which is Chris Higgins' family home. It's their vacation house, basically.
And she hasn't been back there in a long time.
Because
For reasons!
For a reason that will get explained later.
Yeah.
So, they arrive, and Chris meets her boyfriend, Rick.
Whom
Rick's
she-
a dick.
Not really.
He comes off kind of really rapey at first.
Really?
Admittedly,
They forced
to
a
be
kiss.
completely fair, he looks and acts a lot older than the other characters.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's because he is older.
I know. It just comes across as a little bit
Okay, I get everybody's supposed to be a teenager, but in
No,
this movie,
they're not.
in this
They're in
movie,
their
it's like
20s.
in this movie, I'm like, no, those are full grown adults. those are adults.
Yep.
It's just
Except
that-
maybe Vera and Shelley, but that's about it.
It just
No, it's confirmed they're all college kids.
okay.
Because you remember the conversation with Andy and Shelley. He's like, you know, Shelley, I like you. You're my roommate. Which, kind of indicates that they're all from college. So whereas 2, it's like teenage camp counselors. This one, it's college age.
Actually, I would argue that they may be college age as well.
Maybe. It's debatable in 2.
Since the whole idea is that they're more
Right.
professional counselors.
Yeah.
Right.
Who are going to a training camp.
Yeah, and 3, it's just a bunch of college kids. 4, it's definitely teenagers. Like they're
Yeah,
all
for
they're
sure.
they're
Oh,
all
God, yeah.
fucking teenagers.
They're horned up and everything,
So yeah, all of them arrives. Shit starts happening, and just they're driving down the road, and fucking Cheech and Lady Chong, fucking smoking pot, driving down the road, and a cop.
These cars come by. They
Fuck
freak
it.
out. Shelley has to eat all the pot.
I'm allergic to pot.
I'm allergic to pot. How would you know, Shelley? They zip right past them, and they arrive at the convenience store.
Whoa.
They arrive at the convenience store, and Chris is like the only one who notices the shit going down at the convenience store because there's cop cars there.
Yep.
There's an ambulance there. They're wheeling out the bodies, and she's just like, "Oh fuck, I don't know what that's about."
Yeah, but the college kids, they just go on their merry way.
So yeah.
Yep.
So I wonder what Chuck and
So
Chili
then they
will
get to
do
the
now.
cabin, and Chris is reunited with her boyfriend,
Rick.
which you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, he just looks and acts a lot older than the other characters.
He probably is the oldest out of the group.
He probably is the oldest actor.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
No.
Besides the stunt double
Not-
that plays Jason.
Not lying. Yeah. Not lying. Like, Rick looks almost 30.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's younger than that, I mean, God bless you. I mean, you've got decent genes then for just looking older. But,
Yeah, it does kind of the fact that he looks older than he probably is in the
Right.
movie makes his relationship with Chris kind of awkward to at least watch.
so yeah, everything, this is all just sort of set up here.
Yeah.
They run into this hobo in the middle of the street. He's got an eyeball, and they're just like,
I think
fuck
he's
off.
trying to be Crazy Ralph.
He's trying to be
pointed
this
out.
movie. He's being this movie's Crazy Ralph, which never shows up again, by
Nope,
the way,
nope,
in any of
never
the
does.
subsequent movies, except maybe 7
Well, maybe.
for the cemetery caretaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
this is really just kind of here to act as the ominous
You're all doomed.
and to have a 3D jump scare with the eyeball.
We've all established that that's that the hobo named Abel, by the way, for some reason, is
Abel
crazy.
the hobo.
He's Crazy Ralph's cousin.
That's our headcanon.
That's our headcanon. He's Crazy Ralph's cousin.
Cousin of a brother of a sister-in-law of a nephew.
Yes. Sure. let's go with that. So yeah, shit's happening, and we get a fake jump scare.
Yep.
Because Shelly hasn't gotten enough attention.
Shelly just loves to pull pranks.
Well,
he basically pretends to have been chopped in the head with an axe.
Right.
Yep.
And his roommate is the one who is like, just tickles him to snap him out of it. To reveal, yeah, no, he's been faking it the whole time.
Yeah, it's an interesting scene.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps. I mean, all it serves is to help give us Chris's backstory, who's really fucking pissed.
Yeah.
She's more pissed than the rest of it, because everyone's just like, come on, dude. But then there's Chris, who's just like, you fucking asshole! I'll fucking kill you!
Pretty much.
And given her as yet unrevealed backstory, this does make sense.
Yeah.
Right. So Vera's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the convenience store.
So she and Shelly go to the convenience store.
And Shelly's just like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, people are not being like
nice to me. Now.
I fucked up. I need to get out of here for a little bit. Get the fuck out of Dodge.
You give the two blind dates a bit of time to spend with each other.
And we get the other great characters of the movie, the fucking bikers that show up.
Biker, black biker, white biker, lady biker.
Lady biker.
Fox is her name.
Fox?
Yes. I actually remember they
her
Fox.
Her name is Fox. Ali Fox and Loco.
Okay.
Yeah, and
they're just generic bikers.
They're generic bikers, but dude, they're so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
We get Fox first snatching
Shelly's wallet
when Vera's trying to.
When Vera accidentally drops it.
Yep.
We don't take no food stamps yet.
That's not even the biker who says that. That's
the cashier. She was a bitch.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
They don't take food. Well, I mean, yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Why don't you take food stamps? Everybody takes food stamps nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, this is the
80s.
Later.
This is the 80s where welfare isn't as extensive as it was in the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
And now it's just.
Never
mind.
Yes. Another subject.
Another subject, not welfare.
So, Fox just randomly decides to antagonize Vera.
And Shelly's just like, stay cool, okay? I've got two big fucking dudes who can beat the shit out of me and eat me for breakfast.
The funny thing is, though, when Vera asks Shelly for his wallet, Shelly turns around and he's just looking at a porno mag.
Right. He's just looking at a porno mag. That's normal.
Wrong with that.
That's normal.
No.
I mean, he's got a condom in his wallet as well. That's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal.
You never know when you're going to get some, so.
Long story short, Vera and Shelly managed to make it out of the tense situation intact.
Mm-hmm.
Not before.
Then Shelly just ends up backing up into their bikes and knocking them over.
Domino effect.
Right in front of Ali.
Right in front of Ali, who is just like, you're fucking dead.
Just like smiles.
He breaks the front windshield and the driver's side window.
Then Shelly grows the biggest pair of balls and runs over all three of the motorcycles.
Again.
He drives off, turns around, comes back, runs over the front wheels of the bike, and then drives off. And Ollie is pissed.
Yeah, and they get home, and Rick's like, what the fuck did you do to my car? Because they used Rick's car.
Yeah.
We kind of got into an altercation with the biker gang.
And Chuck is having just the fucking time of his life. He's like, right on, man! Fucking Chuck.
Fucking stoned out of his gourd.
Fucking, no, seriously, Chuck and Chili are just the fucking worst characters in this movie. Bye.
I forgot they existed. That's how great of characters
Wow,
they are.
yeah.
I mean, they got some cool deaths, but
Well,
well,
yeah.
Chili does. Chuck's is fucking pretty nuts.
I'm gonna push you into an electric...
Spoilers.
It's not much of a spoiler.
They've seen this movie. If they haven't, you don't need to watch it if you want.
If you haven't seen this movie, why are you watching us review it?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Okay,
You gotta leave again.
I'd just like to announce that ProtoMet's been fired for leaving the set.
So now is it tank balls?
It's tank balls. Actually, it's ball tanks.
I think tank balls is better.
You know what? I get top billing. Because you know what? I'm still the senior leader of this group. Technically. Anyways, so yeah. Rick's just like, I've had fucking enough of these people. I'm gonna fucking leave. And Chris is just like...
Honestly, I think I would have enough of them people too.
Oh no, then Chris is just like, okay, go. If you want, you'll get no pussy. And Rick's just like, fuck.
He didn't word it that way, but...
He didn't word it that way,
but it was pretty much that.
It was pretty much that, hey, you came here to see me, why are you leaving?
No nookie.
Stuff happens. Eventually it gets to around nightfall.
Well, the bikers show up, and they start draining the van.
Siphoning the gas.
Siphoning the van for the gas, and then Fox goes into the barn.
And decides to play around.
And
she's never seen barn stuff before.
Loco!
It's just like, what the fuck
Come
are you...
on! You're gonna get us in trouble. Ollie's gonna be pissed.
And then, yeah, Fox disappears, like...
And Loco goes...
While Loco is looking.
Yeah.
He's staring up into the barn. She kind of goes missing. He goes in to get her. And he does find her.
Dead.
Pinned to the wall with a pitchfork.
Yep.
And then he takes a pitchfork to the gut.
I think he would have still been alive. Depends if
He probably would. He would have lived. He definitely would have lived. Because, I mean...
If they didn't hit any vital organs, I guess he would be fine.
Okay, what are you hitting in the stomach area? Let's be honest here. You're hitting what? The stomach, you're hitting the spleen, you're hitting the liver, and you're hitting the intestines. None of those I would say, like, they're vital organs, but none of those I would say would instantly kill you. Not say, like, oh, you got punctured through the chest, where it's hitting the heart, the lungs, and the fucking esophagus. You know?
So anyway, Ollie eventually goes into the barn to look for Fox and Loco because they're still missing.
And he finds Jason and fights with Jason and gets fucking killed. I think.
Maybe. Possibly.
Probably. He's probably dead.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So yeah, nightfall comes and then Chris starts explaining her backstory, which is just like, oh, when I was younger, Jason scared me. Ooh.
Yeah,
it just seemed a little more weird.
The explanation is that she got into a fight with her parents, went up, tried to run away, and then in the woods encountered Jason, who looks exactly the same at that point as he does in this movie, but nothing like he looked in the previous movie.
Mm-hmm.
Again, hallucination.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever.
And so that's why she hasn't wanted to come back up to the cabin for a good long while.
Yeah.
She saw an ugly man. Done.
Basically.
I mean, I'd be pretty traumatized too if I saw an ugly man.
I'm very sorry for traumatizing you.
You should be.
I knew we were going to get to that at some point. I may as well be the one to pull the trigger on it.
So, yeah. So back at Higgins Havens, Shelly spooks Vera. Vera goes. Oh, so yeah, Andy and Rick. No, not Rick.
Andy and Shelly
are
juggling.
Are having a juggle off. And
so are they supposed to be juggalos?
Juggalos, yes, the gigolos.
The Tin Column Posse didn't exist yet.
Oh yeah, but they're still gigolos.
You just called them juggalos, and then she decided to change it to gigolos. Make up your mind.
Yeah, well...
They were juggling there.
Yeah, they were juggling.
Apples and oranges.
That way, they were juggalos, therefore they're juggling gigolos.
Son of a bitch is right.
Fair point.
They're juggling, and then Andy's girlfriend just like, hey, watch, I'll make Andy lose. Hey, fuck me.
Yeah, pretty much done.
So that just leaves Shelly and Vera.
Yep. I believe, like, when Shelly and Vera started talking, Shelly wasn't even asking if they could hook up or anything. Could you just be my friend? I think that's what he just wanted to ask.
He's like, hey, I like you. I like you a lot. And Vera's just like, nope.
Yep.
Ejected.
Dun dun. Poor guy.
So yeah, Vera goes
So
out.
then he decides to pull a prank on her by wearing a hockey mask and holding on to a harpoon gun.
I'm just confused. How did he fit the harpoon inside that case?
It probably wasn't a full harpoon gun. I say, knowing full well that it totally is, because I just remembered what it ends up being used for.
No, I think he just finds it.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, he probably just finds it in the cabin somewhere. Probably in like the barn.
So yeah, he spooks Vera. Vera gets pissed, and then Shelly fucking sulks off. He's like, nobody likes me.
He goes to the barn.
He's like, hey,
decapitated cow's head.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
That's clearly just been there for a long while because it's covered in cobwebs. Like, why the fuck do you have a stuffed cow's head just hanging up in a barn? Like, what the hell?
Well, he's like, hey, Andy, Debbie, you fucking.
Pretty much. He's like, are you guys doing something that I shouldn't see?
And he wanders off, and we never...
I think they're dead at this point.
No, not yet. No. Because they go upstairs, remember?
Right.
They're making whoopee in the hammock.
So we cut to Chuck and Chili. Jesus Christ. Chuck has to take a shit.
And an outhouse.
But it has power for some reason.
Yeah, it's an outhouse with electric lighting.
Figure that out. Maybe battery powered.
Maybe there's a generator on the property.
I mean
that is at least somewhat reasonable.
Now
that you bring it up, yeah, maybe that's what's going on. Just never really thought about it like that. I guess I've just taken having electricity
for granted,
readily available for granted.
You should be sorry.
I am sorry.
So anyway, something shakes the outhouse. Chuck goes out to check, and then he gets jump scared by Chili.
Then she steals his joint.
And he steals his joint. She fucking bogarted the joint. What a bitch.
And then Shelly decides to go tease Vera again with the harpoon gun. Except this time he fires. Only it's not Shelly.
It's not Shelly, it's Jason.
It's Jason. Who's finally gained his now iconic hockey mask.
Yep.
Which now brings up the fact that I have a figure representing Jason from this movie. And I love the fact that the black eyes of the hockey mask are just the shadows. Mm-hmm. You can take that off and see right through the eyeballs.
No, I gotcha.
Like, I love that.
It's just the design of the mask.
Oh, hell yeah.
Chop, chop, chop.
Actually, I think that's part 4.
Nope.
No, that's part 4. Because it already has the axe hole.
The packaging says it's part 3.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think they're wrong. What you gotta say about that? Ooh.
Alternative head, maybe. I'd have to go check.
Okay, whatever. So yeah, this is the iconic Jason look.
This is the look that Jason sports throughout the remainder of the franchise, and which has since become synonymous with slasher villains.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, I love Hockey Mask Jason, but I still like part 2 more. I still think I just think it's
hillbilly back.
I just think like the overalls, plaid shirt, potato sack Jason just looks. Honestly, if that was coming at me, I'd probably be a lot more scared than Hockey Mask Jason.
Although, admittedly, to be fair, in this movie, this is kind of a bait and switch. As Vera just thinks it's Shelley.
Right,
again,
Vera thinks it's...
trying to pull the same joke he just pulled. Only for it to be Jason instead.
And he ended up getting shot in the eye.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Another 3D effect.
Yeah, which actually, this one's actually good, though.
Yeah,
Yep.
admittedly. There was also another 3D effect earlier with yo-yos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were yo-yoing, not juggling.
No, they were juggling.
Well, then, at some point...
There was a yo-yo at one point.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who... I think it was
Andy
just... I think it was just Andy yo-yoing for the fuck of it. But no...
For the 3D effect.
No, I love that after the kill, fucking Jason... fucking Jason, he kills Vera with the bow gun, and then he looks at it, tosses it, like fucking throws it down, and just starts strutting away. It's just like...
There's no longer anything sharp on this.
Just fucking throws it down, he's like, well...
Didn't stop him from using it without the harpoon in a later movie.
Ouch.
Yeah.
We'll talk about on that in part 4.
No, part 8.
Part 8. Fucking struts off. He's just like, well, 6 more teenagers to kill. Yeah, 6 more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then the power goes out
Yep.
as they're making popcorn, and Chuck and Chili, and Chili's just like, hey, go fucking check.
So Chuck goes
Chuck
to check,
is like, fuck, man.
and he gets the power back on, and then he finds Jason, and then he turns the power back off forcibly. Yeah, Jason tosses Chuck into the power.
This is one of the worst deaths.
Yeah,
This is just like, no, this is fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, there are other electrical deaths in other movies.
I mean, it'd be one thing. I think it would be far more interesting if Jason used a sharp object, and Chuck sees him, takes his hands up, and Jason stabs his hand. It just stabs Chuck's hand into the circuit breaker.
Oh, that would have been fucking clever.
That would have been great. Because then it's like, I can't escape. My hand's fucking stuck to the circuit breaker.
But no, Chuck just gets tossed into
He just gets tossed into it and grabs it. I've seen people die
So then
from
Chili goes
electric
off
shock.
to try and figure out what's going on.
You didn't let me finish that statement.
Sorry.
I said I've seen people die from electrical shock on video, of course, because Mom's EMT classes.
Fair point.
And Chuck, no, this is not. That's not how Chuck. No, Chuck wouldn't have died from that.
He might have got burned.
He probably would have.
I think the other two have gotten killed by this
Nope.
point. What the fuck?
No.
I'm
sure the other two.
I'm pretty sure they were killed while the lights were still on.
No.
Yes. The fuckers in the hammock.
No.
Andy and his dad.
No.
Pretty sure they're.
I think they're already dead.
Yes, they are already dead because.
So wait,
skipped over
are they
the
dead?
death scene.
Are they dead fucks?
Yes, they're dead fucks.
Wrong movie.
But they are dead fucks.
They are dead fucks.
All right, let's just get through their deaths real quick.
Andy decides to do a handstand and walk around in the hallway. And
Jason fucking.
Jason machetes him through the crotch.
Yeah.
He's dead.
His date is taking a shower.
Then she tries to yell that she doesn't want that beer.
She wants the beer. She doesn't want the beer. Andy was going to get a beer. Andy's dead, so no beers are going to get had anyway.
She dies in the hammock with the old.
Yeah, she decides to relax on the hammock. Then she
gets the old.
Picks up a Fangoria magazine, flips to an article about Godzilla vs. Megalon. Then blood drips down from the ceiling onto the magazine.
She gets the old Kevin Bacon treatment.
She gets the old Kevin Bacon treatment, except Kevin Bacon
had an arrow.
It had an arrow. It was a lot more
gory.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's
like, ah.
There's just like, all right.
You actually see the kind of mold that they had for her.
Yeah.
It just starts to rise up, and the blade goes through. Just like
whatever.
So anyways, back to Chili, who's fucking still making popcorn.
Yeah,
lights flicker. Shelly shows up, And Chili's like, oh, fuck off, Shelly. And
Except it's not Shelly.
No, it's Shelly.
It's Shelly, but he's
Oh,
kind of
right.
got his neck
And then he
cut.
And then he fucking dies. And then Chili's like, come on, fucking stop faking, Shelly. Shelly falls over and she's like, oh my god!
Worst
Oh my god,
ever.
she's the fucking worst character in this entire movie, and it entirely has to do with this particular performance.
It's like, oh no!
Oh no! Oh, Andy, Debbie. You know what? You know who she turns into? She fucking turns into Willie from Temple of Doom.
She fucking does. She really does.
Turns into who?
Willie from
Temple
Indiana
of
Jones in the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh.
So then she gets killed.
She
I don't even care.
hot poker through the stomach, which actually is a cool kill, but it's fucking dampened by the fact that it's this fucking character.
I gotta check to see if this is.
It's broken.
It is. It's not broken. It's not broken.
No, it's just like, Jesus Christ! You see, I don't know about you guys. I'm a bigger fan of Part 3 than probably you two.
And you still think it's.
I still think it's a bad movie. I don't think it's, I don't think it's Jason X or
Jason Goes to Hell.
Or Jason Goes to Hell bad. I think it's definitely. I actually think it might not be as good as Part 5, which says a lot. Because at least Part 5 is, somewhat interesting.
Yeah.
For the most part, until you get into the latter half, but then takes a really bad turn.
Yep.
But it's just like overall, this movie is just not
as good as the previous two.
Not as good as the previous two, and then of course there'll be Vampire Jekyll, who's like, oh no, it's always fucking terrible. All of them are bad.
Well, he has his opinion.
He does have his opinion. Yeah, he was just like, I've got something to admit. After the recent funeral that I went to, he comes up to me. It has nothing to do with the funeral. It just happened.
That's just when it happened.
It's just when it happened at the after dinner, as they call it, for the funeral that I was at last month. Zach comes up to me. He's like, I've got to admit something. I think I don't like any of the Friday the 13th films. I think they're all terrible. And I'm just like, really? You don't even like Part 2 or 4? No, I think they're terrible. I'm like, oh, okay. Huh.
That's why we will never have Vampire Jekyll on this show. He's now banned from this show, except for one we are okay with.
Yeah.
I guess I should rephrase it. He's no longer allowed to be on these Friday the 13th videos.
Not like he was anyways.
Fair point.
So
But he is now future banned.
So yeah, Chili fucking dies, and thank fucking God.
Because now we're just left with Rick and Chris, who finally make it back after
not even
being
fucking
somewhere.
Because Rick's car doesn't want to work. That's literally the explanation.
Yeah, exactly. They have to walk back from wherever.
So they make it back to the cabin. Everybody's
They
missing.
smell the smoke. They go save the popcorn, which is now beyond repair. So I guess they didn't.
They notice everybody's missing, so Rick's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go check around."
Then Rick randomly.
Rick's gone. Rick's gone, and Chris is like, "Wait, let me come with you. Let me go, Rick."
She goes out onto a balcony. It's like, Rick, where are you? And
Doesn't even move.
Jason has Rick in a hold.
He's like,
Rick cannot speak because his mouth is covered. He's trying to flail his limbs to try and get attention, and Chris just is not able to see it because he's just out of view.
And then Jason vice grips
And then we
Rick's
get
head
then we get arguably like the worst death.
Oh God!
And the worst death effect in this entire movie.
But it's still kind of an iconic one.
Yeah, does a vice grip on Rick's head and pops his eyeball out.
I don't think
Crushes his skull.
Just crushes his skull, straight up.
3D.
It's a bad effect.
You could see the string if you're not watching
But
the
like,
3D version.
but like, you could like, at that point, you could see the size difference between Rick, because Rick's like the biggest character.
Yeah. Oh,
Rick's
yeah.
the biggest character in the entire film, and then there's fucking Jason,
He's like,
who's fucking hulking over Rick.
he's like, "Roar, roar, boom."
Put it into perspective. Hulk Hogan, guy's pretty tall, pretty big, pretty muscular in 1987, and that's Rick.
Yeah.
And then there's fucking
Jason.
Then there's fucking Jason, who's Andre the Giant.
Yep.
Except in this situation, Andre wins.
Yep. Oh.
Fuck. That's a big dude.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's just run through it. We get to the final chase sequence. Chris starts finding all the bodies. Fucking Rick is thrown through the window. Jason shows up. Chris is like, fucking shit. She runs upstairs. Fucking
Why do
knocks.
they always run upstairs?
Because why not? Knocks down the fucking bookshelf, and
Yeah,
Jason.
that's mean, because
And
Jason
Jason's like-
can't read.
Jason is trapped. He's unable to read.
He's unable to read. I can't. No.
So Chris is able to get out to the barn.
Eventually, there's a good scene. There is a good scene in this. I will admit, there's a great scene where Shelly grabs a knife and she starts fucking swinging for the fences at Jason, and Jason's like, "Oh fucking shit, no."
No,
Hell no.
Ellie's still alive.
Yes, Shelly's still alive.
He swapped genders. Good for him.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Oh, yes.
Chris.
Chris. See, Shelly is the most coolest character in this movie, so
Chris
that's
is-
why he goofed up.
Yeah. No, yeah. Chris starts fucking swinging for the fences at Jason. Jason backs the fuck up because he was like, "Fuck no."
He finally gets stabbed in the leg.
He gets stabbed in the hand, stabbed in the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he breaks through a door, tries to reach for the door handle, and shit. And
Chris stabs him in the hand, which causes him to retreat.
and he's just like, "Fuck!"
It's like,
That
blood! You made me bleed my own blood! Fuck!
You punched out my blood! You punched out all my blood! Yeah, he gets stabbed in the leg as well, and that incapacitates Jason for a second. As Chris, Chris finds the chance to
I'm
escape.
getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it says, "I'm fucking leaving," grabs the van, tries to go, gets to the bridge,
And dead.
and it's dead. Because, no gas.
What?
So she
And
escapes.
then the bridge starts breaking under her. So she switches to the auxiliary gas tank.
Yes.
Floors it.
And floors it backwards. Gets to the barn. And, so Jason makes it into the barn, and Jason starts searching. And it's a very good cat and mouse. Like, this one's one of the more interesting cat and mouse chases. I will give 3 this. I think it has the second best final chase out of the series. Because nothing tops 2. Where, the only reason...
Janie kicked him in the balls.
No, yeah, nothing tops 2 where the only reason Ginny survived... the only reason Ginny got caught is because she pissed herself.
Mm-hmm.
Out of fear,
Yeah.
mind you, which is a totally normal reaction.
Yeah.
But at least this one, it's like... Chris does beat the fucking shit out of Jason. She fucking takes it to him. But yeah,
And then Ollie shows up.
and so Chris is hanging onto a beam, and Jason just on a whim looks up, and she fucking drops on him.
Butt bomb!
So she goes, hides in a corner, and then Ali shows up. Yeah, Ali, who's still hurt, and he gets a hand cut
off, and then
You would think he was the savior of the day. Nope,
Yeah.
what a fake out. Ali gets fucking slaughtered.
he's like, "Oh, all right."
Because Chris just stands there and doesn't even try to help him. She's just paralyzed in fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is also the scene. Yeah, there is the scene where
So then Chris leads Jason up to the loft.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because this is before Ali. She leads him up to the loft, strangles him,
Yeah, like hangs him.
hangs him.
Basically ties a noose around his neck and pushes him out of the loft door.
Right.
And hangs him, but he survives. Actually, surprisingly, she goes back down. He trying to get the noose away from her neck. Ends up pulling up his mask. She sees his face, recognizes him from that traumatic night so many years ago, and realizes, fuck.
Yep.
Fuck, it's you. Yeah. And so then Ali dies, and Chris grabs an axe. And this is where one of the more famous Jason scenes.
And chops Jason in the head.
Just fucking right square on the dome.
Just like,
And it fucking embeds itself in the mask.
If you've ever wondered why there seems to be a chunk of Jason's mask missing in all the subsequent movies, this is why.
Yep.
And I love that that's a great bit of continuity.
I mean, part 2, 3, and 4 all are pretty...
I know, but
Yeah.
the fact that that at the very least this detail was carried over, as opposed to, the hair.
yeah.
See, I would have liked it more if Jason was just still human, but whatever.
Super zombie.
They turn him into a super zombie, and it's like, okay, I don't care anymore. I like I just like 2, 3, and 4 as a trilogy. I like 2, 3, and 4 the most out of all the films. But 3's bad. 3's bad.
So then Jason's dead, and the next morning Chris is in.
Hell, you know what? I'd actually put the original Friday the 13th over part 3. And I don't even really like the first one. We talked about it before. Anyways.
So yeah, Jason's dead. The next morning Chris is in a canoe. She bumps into some logs for a minor jump scare for her.
And then Mrs.
She looks up in the window of the cabin, sees Jason there. It's like, oh shit. It's like, what? Oh shit, gotta get away. And then Mrs. Voorhees comes out of the lake and drags her in. And then I guess Chris wakes up as she's being wheeled away by the paramedics.
And she has a...
She's having a mental break.
Cops.
She's with the cops. She's not on a cot. I'm sorry.
She's
clearly had a mental breakdown from that nightmare.
And I actually make... No, never mind. No. They now it's Jason. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get a final shot of Jason just crumpled on the ground with the axe still in his head.
And that does it. That's the movie.
Yep.
This is the movie.
Get the credits. Fucking God. This was a slog. This was kind of a slog to get through.
It had some good kills.
Yeah, but not...
I mean, Vera's kill was great.
Yeah, the eye shot.
Andy's kill was pretty iconic.
His dingus got slit in half.
He got fucking...
Rick's kill is iconic if just for the visual.
It's just for the visual, but outside of it, it's
that
fucking...
was a fake ass.
Yeah.
That's so fucking bad. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Outside of those 3 kills, there's not really any highlights to this. But Shelley
Shelley was the best.
Shelley's the best character, but then you get take the bad with it. Not so great kills. You fucking got Chili and Chuck, the 2 worst characters in the entire movie, who take up like a third of the screen time for their fucking shenanigans. What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure something out.
Hold on. So then you also get...
You can keep talking.
Weird Al.
Keep talking.
Like...
Weird Al Yankovic.
Just keep talking. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, and then the plot's just bad too.
The plot of this one is pretty bad.
There's just nothing. There's just nothing good. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just...
This movie just wasn't that good. honestly.
I was just checking to see when Weird Al's song "Nature Trail to Hell" came out in relation to this movie, and that came out 2 years later.
Right. Okay, that's weird.
All right.
So what would you rate this movie, guys?
6.5.
I'd rate it
3.
You'd rate it a 3?
Really?
No. No, I'm joking. Probably 5.
I'd probably go with 6. Outside, like, it's not. Yeah, 6, maybe 5. Actually, maybe 5 even. I'd go with a 5 actually.
I guess I just have a better opinion of the Friday the 13th movies as a whole.
No, I love the Friday the 13th films, but they just don't hold up all that well.
Oh, definitely
hell
but
no.
they're not like they're trying to be some art pieces.
No, I get that.
They're just disposable schlock.
I get that.
Yeah, they're slasher films.
I get that, but comparatively, you've got another low-budget film like Texas Chainsaw Massacre that actually still surprisingly holds up well.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of all things.
I'm not gonna lie. This is
No
gonna be a
blood in
spoiler
that
for
movie.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video that we're probably gonna put out. But the first time I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, at the end I was laughing my ass off. But on subsequent viewings, I actually find it to be incredibly creepy.
Oh, it's a great. Like when you first watch it, you're like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then the more you watch it, it's just like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking. The fact that this is real, that shit like this can actually happen.
I mean, the movie itself, despite the claim, is not actually based on a true story.
No, it's
It's
kind of.
very, very loosely based on Ed Gein.
Yeah.
And that, even then, there was way different.
Yeah.
Like, you're definitely going to get a more closer to an Ed Gein film in Psycho than in Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about. Yeah. Psycho's a great film that also holds up. I don't care what anybody says. I know there's people who are like, "Oh, it doesn't hold up." Sure, it does.
I have to see it. I'll admit, I've never actually seen Psycho. I think I started watching the remake and just never finished it.
Oh my
But
God!
To be fair, it's the remake.
You watched the Vince Vaughn version? Why would you?
Not the entire thing.
I'm just saying, why would you subject yourself to that?
It was the next thing that was on that premium movie channel that we had at the time. That was the only reason I watched any of it.
Well, maybe it'll be good. Changing. Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. God. Whatever happened to that guy?
I guess he's gonna be in another movie called Freaky.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell that's about.
So yeah, that was Friday the 13th, Part 3. Any suggestions, ProtoMet?
No, I've been thinking about it all day, and come back to me.
Come back to you. Any suggestions, Tank?
Yes, the comic, The Last Rowan. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic where there's only one turtle left. And he's trying to do a few things. I haven't officially read it yet, but I hear it's good.
See, I was hoping you would go first, so I could actually think this one out. So I'm actually going to default to my regular answer. Cowboy Bebop. Everybody should watch Cowboy Bebop. Why? Because it's great.
I really need to get around to rewatching it.
Cowboy...
I've had it on Blu-ray for a couple of years now. I have seen the entire thing, and I definitely wholeheartedly agree.
Cowboy Bebop is great. If you've never seen an anime before, I highly suggest you watch Cowboy Bebop first, because honestly, that should be everybody's beginner anime.
It was my first adult anime.
Right. Like, I mean, yeah, you could watch...
I mean, granted, that was because it was the first anime on the
Right.
first Adult Swim.
Like, sure, you could watch Naruto, or you could watch One Piece, or you could watch Dragon Ball Z, but, like, if you're sincerely interested about anime as an art piece, Cowboy Bebop is your go-to.
I have at times considered potentially doing a video trying to dissect just why this show is so great.
It's because it has a Western audience in mind. It's entirely Westernized, despite being made in Japan.
Like, it is...
It would be a multiple episode.
It is a short series at only 26 episodes.
Right.
And it doesn't have that much in the way of spin-offs. It's got like a movie,
I don't know.
a couple mangas, and that's about it.
I'm sorry.
A couple video games too, but
I'm sorry.
that's about it.
I hate to say it. I don't consider 26 episodes that short. Especially considering a lot of anime nowadays, there's only 13 episodes, which pisses me the fuck off.
Well, I'm just saying, like...
A 13 episode series is not good enough for me. Here's my opinion is that all anime should be either 20, 25, or 6, or go all the way and go 50. There is no in between. Maybe 36 like Gundam, but even Gundam was like what, supposed to be 50?
Around there, yeah.
Yeah. No, you either go 20 for a season, 26, or 50 for an entire series.
But some stories just don't have enough content for that. I mean, a recent 13-episode series that I watched a few years ago was Magical Girl Ore, and I'm not gonna lie, by the halfway point, I just really checked out with that. The second half of that series just was.
It really depends on
not nearly enough to justify even the 13 episodes.
It really depends on the. Really depends on the content of the manga. First and foremost, you really need to decide. Hey, is this enough content to make a 20-episode series?
Well, there are quite a few that are only 13 and don't have a manga.
Right, like Angel Beats, which I contend should have been 20 episodes. Angel Beats does not have a manga.
Now I'm gonna look up to see how many Paranoia Agent had.
It's right there. Like, I don't think Paranoia.
13. It had 13 episodes, and it is honestly one of the best anime I've ever seen. It has stuck with me for well over a decade.
Could have gone with 20. I'm just of the opinion I would like more content.
Okay, fair point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, if you're gonna do a season 2, at least make it a little longer.
I am definitely going to force you to watch Paranoia Agent.
Oh, I already know. I already know most of the shit that happens in it, and I've already got it in my queue. I think on Funimation. So yeah. Okay, back to you. I know what you're gonna recommend.
I already recommended Paranoia Agent in an earlier video. I can't do it again.
Okay.
I don't know.
You could recommend Perfect Blue.
I've never seen Perfect Blue.
It's a great show, dude.
Movie,
show, manga,
taco.
I mean, I really got nothing, honestly. I've been giving that some thought, and I just can't think of anything to recommend.
That's fair enough, I suppose. Okay then.
Yep.
I mean, anything new going on in the world of wrestling?
I've stopped watching SmackDown just entirely. Especially now that the only elements that I actually cared about that were on SmackDown are now on Raw, and the only remaining element I stopped caring about because it was literally the only thing I cared about on SmackDown, and given how that storyline apparently came to a conclusion, I don't give a crap.
Well, let's see.
I haven't watched in months, to be fair. In all honesty, this happens. I stop watching for months, and then I start watching again, and then I stop watching for months. It comes and goes.
Yep.
But it really has a lot to do with my work schedule. I'm never available for nights. The only time I'm available is on Wednesday nights when I could watch NXT, and not even then. I'm not even available then.
I recently watched, went to the network and watched the NXT's version of Halloween Havoc, and that was really, really interesting.
I heard that was really good.
They had the spin the wheel, make the deal.
Oh, yeah.
Shotzi was an awesome host.
Right. No, I like Shotzi. She's great. Even if other people don't like her.
I like her.
I like her, yeah.
I like what they're doing with Alexa Bliss on Raw.
I can't say I agree, but you're entitled to your opinion.
Well, they're pretty much making her sister Abigail, etc.
I'm pretty sure that was... no. I remember that. Oh, that was so bad.
Oh, yeah.
You just reminded me of that. Now I've reminded you all of that.
I have no context for what that even is.
That time Bray Wyatt dressed up in Cross.
Oh, some bitch. God damn it.
Yeah.
He was feuding with Finn Balor, and he
was
couldn't beat him as the Demon, so...
So he was like, oh, I'm going to dress up as Sister Abigail and beat you then.
Yep.
And it never happened, because WWE is like, oh, this is a fucking terrible idea.
Yep. A guy that paints himself from head to toe, and a guy that's going to be wearing a dress.
Yeah, real fucking progressive, WWE.
And then Bray got sick with the mumps for that pay-per-view, and
Didn't he get,
him and Roman got mumps or some type of disease, and I was actually at that pay-per-view live, and Finn Balor and AJ Styles put on one of the best matches I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Yeah.
And then they too sweeted each other at the end.
I plan on watching more Mid-South Wrestling from 1982. That's going to be interesting.
You know, now that I realize it, you didn't actually explain what Cowboy Bebop really even was.
I don't...
Other than
It's hard to explain what Cowboy Bebop is.
I don't need to explain what Cowboy Bebop is.
Fair point.
If you put the poster up, that's all you need to know.
Yep.
That's all you need to know.
Watch Cowboy Bebop!
Frankly. But yeah, I'm going to be watching Mid-South Wrestling from 1982. Going to be watching Ted DiBiase versus Junkyard Dog. That's going to be pretty interesting.
Some old stuff.
Old wrestling. Dude, I love old wrestling. It's from a time when it was a lot more pure and
like smoky rooms and
it was like a smoky room. Everybody's got a fucking cigar.
Oh yeah, it was like old times. And like the big heel person wasn't like super in shape. It was like they were like fat.
They got a big belly, but they can talk.
Yeah.
And they're just like, fuck all y'all, I'm gonna beat your champion. Watch me do it. And then he does it, and he's like, well, I'm gonna defend this every week. Can't wait to see who beats me.
Then the local babyface hits him with an elbow in 1, 2, 3.
Yep. And then
that was pretty much back in the day.
But then every once in a while you get, I fucking hate your guts. I fucking hate your guts. Let's brawl.
Then all of a sudden, let's be a tag team.
Let's be a tag team, and we're going to be tag team champions.
Okay.
I tricked ya. It was all a trick to get you to trust me, so I could hit you with the elbow. I could make you bleed. So then, what we're going to do in Madison Square Garden is I'm going to lock you up in a vice. I'm going to make you humble. I'm going to take your championship from you, because that's what I was after all along. It was all about me. I didn't care about you.
So I guess my recommendation is Kaneko Man.
Okay.
I don't even know if I've recommended it before.
I don't think you have recommended Kaneko Man. Or as the Americans know it, Ultimate Muscle, the sequel to Kaneko Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kaneko Man originally started as a parody of Ultraman with a wrestling tinge to it before basically just becoming...
It's like Tiger Mask, but less serious.
Yeah.
And with even more superheroes. I guess. I've never actually seen Tiger Mask.
Kaneko Man.
But yeah, Kaneko Man is basically superhero / supervillain wrestling.
Yep.
And it is incredibly over the top, and I fucking love it.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's
It's
funny and stupid at the same time.
It's the kind of dumb that's just enjoyable overall.
Yep. Okay. What the hell happened to the WWE's tag team divisions?
They fired the Revival, and that's why they suck. That's pretty much single-handedly.
Like, literally, I think it's kind of funny. They were trying to push Peyton Royce to be a solo.
No, why would you fucking do that? No.
That's why they broke up the Iconics. Now she's on Raw, and now she's teaming up with Lacey Evans.
Okay, so you turned her...
Yeah, she had one singles match. She won that match, and then Vince goes, I'm bored, put her in a team.
Just want you to know, 3 hours ago, the Iron Sheik, the great Iron Sheik, tweeted out this message. You want? I should add you on the Twitter, Bubba. The first jabroni who can make me laugh, you get a follow from the legend. All in caps. Dude.
Is he going to... If you don't
Dude,
follow, is he going to fuck
no,
you in the ass and break your back?
Iron Sheik had the fucking best tweet about the entire election. He's like, Democrat, Republican, we can all agree that Hulk Hogan is the jabroni.
I've got to put him in camel clutch.
And so this entire time that we're talking about, you guys are talking about wrestling, I've just got Kaneko Man up on the screen.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The plot of Kaneko Man is that Kaneko Man is a loser wrestler, despite the fact that he's technically the prince of a of a planet that's all about wrestling, that is ruled by the king of wrestlers, and he is a loser who basically has to constantly prove that he's not as much of a loser as even he believes.
Okay, here's another great tweet from Iron Sheik. Maybe the world made me put the politics in the camel clutch. I make America humble again. Dude, Iron Sheik is fucking amazing. Oh, god damn it.
I've watched some shoot interview things about him, and he's just
Dude, he's fucking great.
Hilarious.
Hulk Hogan, I want recount from 1984 in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. All intelligent fans know I kick out at 2.5. Oh god, I love Sheik.
Sheiky baby.
Sheiky baby.
So
Fuck cool.
So I feel like we probably should bring this to a close now.
I guess. It's
Yeah.
over an hour, so I mean, we hit the mark.
Yeah. All right.
Except that one time we didn't hit the mark and we're just like, we don't have anything else to talk about. Let's
So
just
we
go
just
home.
ended it early.
So we just...
Pretty sure that was the Raven.
Pretty sure that was the Raven. Dude, the Raven was so bad.
Yeah, I listened to it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Good thing you guys started talking about wrestling afterwards.
Oh my god, no. Yeah, it wasn't any fun.
It was like this. I was even getting kind of bored listening to your guys' thing about the Raven,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, honestly, I think you were talking about wrestling longer than you talked about the Raven.
No, that's probably it. We were talking about wrestling longer than... That was also...
Actually, no. I thought we were, but turns out not.
And then-
I'm the one who had to do the editing for the YouTube version.
And then, of course, there's also Origins 4. Or 5. Was it 5? 4.
Oh yeah, we got through 5 pretty quick.
Got through 5 pretty quick, and we started talking about something else longer than that. Anyways, yeah, my battery's at 5%, so I think, yeah, now's a good time to...
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, one and all. Have a very good night.